Hey there, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. So today, to figure out what's going on with you for next week and to get into your energy, working with the, okay, nice. Working with the Chakra Insight Oracle deck, and you have third eye chakra and intuition. Beautiful. Really beautiful energy. They haven't all been going so well. So that's a great way to start. So really focus in on using amethyst, if you have any. But if you don't, it doesn't matter. I don't want you to let that stop. It will aid the process, but it is non-necessary, right? So you just can, when you close your eyes, you can just kind of turn your eyes inside your head up to this area and focus on it and breathe, and you can help to open up the third eye chakra. There's meditations on YouTube you can listen to. There's music to help. There's lots of things that'll help you open that up and listen to your intuition. So that's a great thing. All right, let's see what else Spirit wants to talk about. But you're in your intuition. Perfect. That's a great place for anybody. It's a great place for a water sign, though. I want to remind you that your sun, your moon, and your rising should all be viewed, because sometimes the messages are going to be in one area more than another that will resonate for you. Your sun sign is how you feel. It's your value system, not how you feel, but it's how you feel inside. It's how you're going to view the world. It's who you are. It's the core of you. And your rising sign is how you interact with the world. It's how they're going to view you, because that's your personality. In your moon sign is how you feel and react and respond to the energy around you, to what's going on, what people are saying and doing. I want a little more guidance. So I want to thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments, for helping me grow my channel, for, oh, come on, give me a little help. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so the first card that came out was this, Four of Pentacles. And my first thought was you could sit like he's sitting. And look, he's looking at his money. Are you trying to manifest money? And if you are, that's amazing. Like using your intuition on that. So when, for instance, there was a point where I really needed some help with finances, I wasn't sure how I was going to manage a certain situation, I just started, I held coins literally in my hand, just like that. Gold coins like that. What are they? Dollar, they're gold. They're not actually gold, but they're gold colored dollar bills. And I held them in my hand every night, and I would just say, I always have more than enough. I always have more than enough. And then money seemed to fall out of the sky for me and handled all my situations. It's more involved than that, but basically, no, that's really the whole story too. And so I feel like if you are using your intuition to help you manifest, because that's what you're trying to do, excellent. And I think that might really be that you're trying to manifest something that has value to you. Something of importance to you, because by the time we get to that full moon, it's going to be in your second house of value. So it's very likely that. But here we go. This Two of Wands and the Three of Wands. That's a nice progression. That's making a decision of what it is you want to do to create something, and then working as a team and moving forward to doing it. And so maybe what you're trying to manifest isn't necessarily financial. Maybe it's more creative and requires teamwork, but asking Spirit for help and guidance along the way, manifesting. That's what it looks like. Usually the Four of Pentacles is about, oh, I'm afraid to give up what I have because I might not get more, and that could be part of this. So if you're worried that you don't have enough, you should give some away. It really does help. It opens up the flow with the universe. It's much the same as the energy that I put into the videos. When you hit the thumbs up, you help balance the energy coming back. So if you want to increase the flow to you, then you have to give out something to the universe. So oh gosh, and this is not about, I'm going to say what I'm going to say, but it's not about getting you to like my video, but it's the people who interact with the video. That energy gets into our communication, and you're going to find that the videos will resonate more often for you, because now we're having an energy exchange, and I pick up on those energies. And so I would encourage it, but that's not the point here. The point is about understanding that it's the energy flow back and forth between things. So if you're trying to get more financial, then you need to give, donate. If you're trying to have more opportunities come in your life, then you go and you volunteer and you put out energy. It's creating that flow of energy back and forth. So when we start out the week, the moon is in Virgo, which for you is your 11th house of groups and group activities. It's your social life. It's your very public persona. And there is a path forward. And so this group thing, you're assessing it, and you're looking at it, and you're determining what works for you. And it is about groups, right? So there's this choice from this into that. And so maybe you're hanging on really tight to a certain group, but maybe by giving of yourself or making a decision and moving things forward using your intuition, maybe you change groups, and it becomes more. Maybe you're so afraid of being alone that you don't want to change groups or make any effort or whatever. And then by changing the energy, making a decision, releasing some of your friends, the group dynamic changes, and then it feels more like teamwork moving forward. So it could be something like that. You have respect. I think it's really important. Oh, okay. I think it's really important. This is a Maggie thing. I think it is so important that we expect to be treated with respect, and that we treat others with respect. And so respect for their feelings, respect for their thoughts, respect for their effort, respect for in the way you speak to them, but also in the way you treat them. And so that's important, but also self-respect. Treating your body right, eating right, doing the things you're supposed to do, that's self-respect. Not hanging out with groups of people that make you uncomfortable and unhappy. Don't stay in a situation just because you don't want to rock the boat. That's self-respect. Respect is so important. It really is. But that's the Capricorn in me talking. Here we go. Discernment. When that moon moves into Libra, that's going to be in your 12th house of hopes, goals, dreams, and wishes. See how around her third eye, there's the clouds of discernment. That's when your intuition needs to really be kicking in. So that's Monday evening at 8:29 p.m. And it goes all the way until, all the way through Wednesday. So discern, what are you afraid of? And how do you handle it? And what do you release? What's a valid fear and what's not? What do you need to let go of? How do you treat yourself with respect? You're afraid of being alone. Because we start out in this group activities, and now we've got this respect and the fear, and next coming up is boundaries, and now we have the orphan card. I really think you are so afraid of walking away from a negative situation that you will feel alone and lonely, when all you really need to do is change something. Maybe you don't need to walk away from a group. Maybe you feel alone and lonely, but you don't really need to leave. You need to just make some changes, right? Two of Wands is about deciding and changes, and this is progression, moving forward in a group. And there's loyalty because we have the dogs there. So it doesn't mean that you have to leave a group, but maybe expecting to be treated with respect is important. Maybe you need to say that. Or maybe you need to start treating some of the members with respect. Maybe you've been missing the boat. Because healthy boundaries are so important, right? They really are. Your boundaries are important and other people's boundaries are important. So focus on what you need to transform. You know, he's got his drumsticks there, right? And he's looking at the one, getting ready to hit with it. He's focused on it. And when he hits the drum with it, it's going to change the sound. It's going to vibrate and there'll be change that happens. It might change the tempo. It might change the way people feel about the song. It's going to change. It's going to create a dynamic of change. And so focusing, using your intuition. We have focus with your intuition. Focus with your intuition. Really, really put in the effort this week to get in contact with Spirit to help you figure out what you need to do next. This is respecting your boundaries, asking other people to respect your boundary, and respecting other people's boundary. Healthy boundaries. And this is a reminder that people reflect back to us what they see from us. Things that we don't like about other people, they're quite often things we don't like about ourselves. Things that we really like about other people are often the things we really like about ourselves. And also this could be an opportunity to do a little self-reflection. Is it really self-reflection? Because he's holding up a mask into the mirror. Right? Do you need to put down the mask so you can take a really good look at yourself? Use your intuition. You'll know the answer to that. On Saturday, that moon is going to move into Sagittarius. And for you, that is your second house of self-value, self-worth, self-esteem. Wow, this was when it was in Scorpio. So that's you. That is really you. That is you really needing to look yourself in the eye. It is so hard for Scorpio to let down the guard and let people in. I get that. That's why there's the boundaries. But if you at least look yourself in the eye and know who you are, that's a great start. That's a great start. Because here we are hiding behind the mask again. Self-value, self-esteem, self-worth. It could be finances. We do have the Pentacles card here. But the time for action is coming with that full moon in Sagittarius. Time for action about something regarding your sense of self-worth. Whether it's physical, mental, financial, emotional. Your value system. What is important to you? I think it's emotional though because we have this orphan here. You're feeling left out and left alone. But you have a lot of help on the way, holy moly. So we have the Earth and Fire Dragon clearing the path. It is time for service. When you give, you receive. Oh, Spirit. When you give, you receive. You have the Deep Blue Dragon, which I've never ever seen. Keeps you safe by clearing your path. Trust that you are protected. Walk in the path of light. This one also, they clear the ley line. So your path is being cleared to move forward. Your path is being cleared to move forward. And you are being asked to open your heart. You have the the rose pink dragon. That's about staying open to love, sharing love. And you have the air dragon, which helps you to rise above earthly matters, communicate honestly, bring inspiration and hope, and see from a higher perspective. See with your intuition, look at things a little differently. I think that after the full moon, it moves into Capricorn, which is your house of communication. And I think Capricorn being all about structure and rules, I think you will find it easier at that point to communicate what it is that where your boundaries are, because it's about boundaries. And this is about boundaries. And showing respect. That's such Capricornian energy right there. So when you get to the communication part of that, I think that happens next, like Monday, Tuesday, right after that, because the moon goes full at 25 degrees, and so within hours, it goes in early in the morning on Monday, and then most of Monday is actually spent in Capricorn, and so that energy right after the moon is full moves into the next one really fast, and so communicating what you've figured out, what your intuition has led you to this week. I think that happens. Let's get you a little color card for the week. The last piece of advice. A little bit of guidance to put you on your way. Strengthen your body. So while you are take care of all of you. So this would be eating right, going for a walk. It's a great way to access your intuition. Hitting the pool, great for a water sign. Drinking plenty of water. I feel like that's important this week for you. Eating well, making good choices. And hit the gym if you can, right? Because, that looks like a six-pack to me. All right, you take care. This looks exciting. You take care. We'll talk soon.